Hey guys, John Hoyer, Fenwick Walleye Pro, and I wanted to tell you about one of my favorite rods from the world-class lineup. So I've had an entire year to use the entire lineup, and I've fallen in love with a couple of them. One of them is the 6'9" medium light extra fast. So come summertime, basically my go-to search bait for walleye fishing is a glide bait. And a medium-sized glide bait, like in the 7-centimeter size, is something I use to search out walleyes, make a cast to them quick, and then just decide, are these active, are they gonna bite, are they walleyes? So the rod that I choose for that, it actually is a really lightweight rod. And there's a couple important reasons why. So it's important to have a rod that kind of absorbs the general like snapping action of a glide bait, I found, and the medium light does that for me. The 6'9" part of it actually gives me a ton of accuracy when making pinpoint casts with forward-facing sonar. So that's my go-to rod when I use a glide bait. The other most important part of that rod blank is the flex of it. So when I'm using a glide bait, I need to keep that rod completely loaded when I'm fighting a fish. And I actually fight them on a pretty tight drag, but the reason why is because they have a lot of momentum with that heavy bait, and with those little puny hooks that they give you, you need to keep the rod super loaded to absorb those changes of directions and head shakes and the weight of that lure. So that's where I choose a medium light rod when I think a lot of people might be using a little heavier rod. The other way that I use the 6'9" medium light extra fast is when the going gets tough. And when we're fishing for $100,000 in a walleye tournament, or if I'm just out with friends and family on the lake and want to catch all the walleyes for a fish fry, a jig and a night crawler is literally an amazing presentation for walleyes. So with a medium light rod, the key to that presentation is I'll throw that bait out, I'll get it over the top of a walleye, maybe bring it right in front of its face, maybe I'll go down to the bottom, but when they grab that bait, it's imperative to have a rod blink that will just simply flex as they grab it. And I can see them come up to the bait, I can see them eat it, and the rod tip will start loading, and then that's the most key part of that scenario, is when they take the bait, and I can just simply acknowledge they got it, and I'll start reeling my reel handle, loading the rod up, and then just a nice sweeping hook set. So the fish, when it feels that little bit of resistance from the rod blink, it actually like double clutches down on the jig, and that's the green light to set the hook. So the 6'9" medium light extra fast is my go-to rod for those techniques.